Hello, welcome everyone to this special event, Tonkori Musical Conversations with Oki. I'm Wes Williams. I'm the director of Torch, which is the umbrella organisation, the Oxford Research Centre in the Humanities, which is one of the outfits who are behind this exciting event today, along with the Pit Rivers and, of course, Eiko Soga from the Ruskin College here in Oxford. I'm really here just to say hello and welcome, and I'm coming to you from the gardens of St Edmund Hall. Outside, everybody else I think is inside and ready to listen to this wonderful conversation, and also the music, the soundscapes that are going to be evoked as we go through today's experience. So my enormous pleasure then is to introduce the true guide for today, which is Marenka from the Pit Rivers Museum. If Marenka comes on screen, I can disappear and let the event go its way. But thank you very much for coming. Thank you for inviting me along. And I look forward to this, this conversation. Over to you, Marenka.
Thank you so much, Wes, for that introduction. My own introduction is going to be very short, as I am not the star of today's show. As Wes said, I am a curator and researcher at the Pit Rivers Museum. And it's through my work, specifically with a new collecting project, and also a focus on the Ainu objects currently housed in the Pit Rivers Museum, that I was first introduced to Eiko Soga, who then introduced me to Oki-san. And together we've been working on a couple of projects, which have been great. As part of the Humanities Cultural Programme Japan season, Eiko actually just showed a film installation at the Pit Rivers Museum called Autumn Salmon that depicts the making of Ainu salmon skin boots, which we also have some from 1900 on display in the Pit Rivers. And it was a great success. It got really people thinking about issues around embodied knowledge and other ways of interpreting and kind of learning new information. And it was just really fantastic. And then also, from part of the new collecting project, we were also commissioned Tonkori from Oki-san, which he's currently making. And we have great hopes that sometime, maybe next year or in the near future, that we can actually have him over at the Pit Rivers to play that instrument and almost kind of just hand it over to us as well. So yes, so without further ado, Eiko, if you'd please join us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Marenka. Thank you all for being here today. I'm so pleased and excited to welcome Oki-san. I was going to, speak a little bit, but maybe let's get Oki-san on screen as well. He's the main star of the show. So, Oki-san, camera お願いします。Okay, so while he's preparing, hello, Oki-san. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's really late at night in Japan.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes.
It's like 9:30.
9:30 at night.
Yeah, it's not snowing, but we get into real, winter season now.
Yes, I saw the news that it was snowing a lot in Hokkaido quite recently, and already got really cold.
Yeah, just the introduction of winter. So see what's happening. I hope it gets a lot of snow in this season. Good for ski and snowboarding.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, before we listen to your beautiful music, I wanted to explain to the audience why I'm inviting you here tonight, and how much. Basically, I've been a big fan of your music. But in 2003, I think. You work as a musician and artist for many years, but you also produce amazing music by other Ainu artists, including Ando Umeko-san. And you produced her album called Upopo Sanke. I think it was in 2003. And I never stopped listening to this music. And your music and her singing gave me so much joy and pleasure. But it also became a gateway for me to understand or to start, exploring what understanding and learning Ainu history, politics, relationship with Japan. And as I grew up in both Japan and England, I never had chance to learn anything about Ainu culture. So your music really gave me an insight into a value that I never learned before. So yeah, I wanted to, this is another conversation to talk about all the political aspects, but tonight I wanted to share the joy of your music. So thank you for being here. And I wonder if you can talk a little bit about the music you will play tonight for us.
Okay. Well, now I'm at my studio, in my home studio. So tonight I play a couple of Tonkoris, so the different sound and probably different, era, different, sound and feeling, So the first song, probably this is the most old school type of the Tonkori sound, because the string made out of deer tendon, so make a string by deer tendon, so sounds like this.
Oki-san, can I just mention to audience before I forget? I want audiences to drop some questions for you while you're playing. And I think there are some Japanese audience too. So I just wanted to say in Japanese that もし質問がある方は YouTube のチャットのところにメッセージ書いていただくと後でオキさんに質問ができますということをちょっとお伝えしたかったのですいません邪魔してしまいました。はい。
いや、してください。
はい。じゃあお願いします。
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it's tough, because, all right. Well, the song called the crow, black crow, swimming song, Yeah, I like it. ありがとう。Thank you. Well, it's a kind of a very old style Tonkori sound, I guess. Well, the next one.
So the last Tonkori was quite big compared to the one you're holding now.
Yeah, the body size is much bigger than this one. And a different material, different wood. Yeah. So, all right, this one made out of kind of the pine tree, Tonkori. It's a good one. So that couple of the kind of mellow mood, rhythm of Sahani Ain, and something like this. Yeah, thank you. So this is you know, old style Saharin, sound, Okay, one more song. It's nice too, but the situation is like this: the two men are arguing with each other, So some talking about, I don't know. So sounds like this. Yeah, like it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oki-san.
It's great.
So I'm just gonna.
Sorry for the couple of the sound trouble, but seems okay now. Arigato. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was really beautiful. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that earlier you said that the bigger Tonkori has deeper sounds, so it's a little bit difficult to play online. Is that right?
Yeah, because the string made out of the animal, deer tendon, so kind of a bit flexible, and the tuning is not stay on, right place, so sometimes difficult to, get the right tuning, the desirable tuning. So, but it's okay.
It was so beautiful.
Do you want to hear more traditional song? Okay, next one. This one called Isokari Irete. This is the bear is walking inside of the cage that made out of the wood, So sounds like this. It is, sounds of the nails scratching the wood. Yes, I like this rhythm, So something like this. The next one is song about the bird. Letachiriha. It's white swan gathering beside the lake, and this is the sound of the lots of birds. Yeah, never-ending story.
I can listen to this for many, many more hours.
Yeah, it's like home, So I'm playing in my room, So yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
I don't think about the audience right now, Just it's nice to naked.
So nice. Can we love to listen to more of your music, but can we also ask you some questions while you play, or however you want to continue? But I wanted to ask you about the rhythms. You mentioned how you like the rhythm of the music, and I wonder what is important for you when you're playing traditional Ainu music.
Well, like well, song, it's like a more people, so our people, so yeah, music style is important, but at the same time, soul is, make the people burning, somehow to create something, and enjoyment of creation. Yeah.
Do you think it's some relationship with your ancestors or your wood, like trees, and your relationship with people around? Are they also important?
Yeah. For example, tonight I played a couple of the traditional songs, that, elder Tonkori's sound on the tape, So somebody took the some recording session. So visiting the Tonkori player's house, and then put the microphone on the table, and then let the elder singing a song and playing Tonkori. That's very rare, tapes. That's our treasure. So if that kind of things is not exist, Tonkori culture is completely dead. Yeah. So, but Saharin Island people left their recordings, the voice, the recording voice and sound never tell a lie. That's a recording. Yeah. So that's beautiful. So, my life, so like activity, the Tonkori activity, very much rely on these ancestors' creation, and ideas. Yeah. So, I'm kind of like, many, jazz musicians think, can't overcome John Coltrane, right? So when I listen to the old Ainu tapes, back only 50 years ago, so there is a lot of John Coltrane, in everywhere in Hokkaido and Saharin, yeah, only 50 years ago. So great players and singers, So yeah, so that's why we think, we can't overcome the ancestor, older people. Yeah. So.
Can I then, I think Marenka has questions, and I noticed some audience also kindly put some questions. I need to pick them up in a minute, but I just wanted to ask one more question to follow up. How was it to work with Umeko and Umeko-san? Because you often work with women, like Marereu, also you work with women, and Umeko-san, and yeah, what's your relationship with those women, and how do they situate in your music?
Okay. Yeah, because Ainu woman is strong, That's why, I serve the tea and serve the beer to Umeko, and we did a nice recording session. It was a really nice moment because like like new creation. It's not just recording like a traditional things, because Umeko's area is called Tokachi. She's a Tokachi Ainu. Then Tonkori is this instrument basically belongs to the Saharan Island and a part of the Hokkaido as well, but mainly Saharin, So Tokachi Ain's traditional culture, music culture, there is no Tonkori in it. So it was kind of new mix, Tonkori with Tokachi Ainu traditional song, Those two things are like traditional, but when mixed together, so we made a new style. Yeah, we found a new style. Yeah.
That's great how you often always respect tradition, but also always looking for new and experimenting and.
Well, again, I said, ancestors are so great, we can't overcome them, Yeah. Well, the good thing, Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Guess I'll jump in with a question now, Eiko, if that's okay. Because you mentioned Oki-san about the recordings, and how basically they're treasures, and without them, so much would have been lost. Today, how many people you think know how to play the tonkori, or even make one?
Well, I think when I started to play tonkori, kind of like I'm only few person who try to learn how to play the tonkori. So, but now, I don't know how many people start playing tonkori. Yeah. But like they're doing like concerts and make new music and kind of like I'm doing kind of like ordinary like a musician's activity, it's not special, So, but it's that's quite few, probably few, 2 or 3 can play tonkori, on, professional things, yeah. But people enjoying the tonkori in everyday life, yeah. That's what I mean,
And did you make the 2 tonkori that you played today? Did you make them yourself?
Oh yeah, this one's not my tonkori, but the big one and this one, so I made it, So this kind of style tonkori will goes to Oxford next spring, the black one, That's your order.
We can't wait.
Yeah, so actually I got a really great wood, So that's now in my storage house, So it's like kind of huge block, still like huge block like this, Length like probably 4 meters by like 60 by 20. Big wood, So I need to cut down and to make like a small canoe, Yeah. And I put the top plate, and make a tonkori. But when I take off this top, it looks like a canoe, Yeah. So I don't know why it's so long and skinny, Interesting, So
you'd have to come to Oxford with your tonkori soon.
yes, is that happen? I hope.
Yes, we are very much hoping to make that happen. So yes, originally you were supposed to be here with us in person, but because of the obvious reason with COVID, unfortunately we had to make it online. But yeah, I wonder if. Sorry, Oki-san. go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I thought maybe it's good time to pick up some questions
Okay.
from an audience. So the first question from Helen. Could you tell us if the choice of your material, like deer tendon or pine wood, affects the subject of the song? Does it influence your choice of the music?
Influence of my music?
Or the subject of the song? How does the choice of your Tonkori and music relate?
It's like everyday changing, because well, for example, old people, one day, same player, then she said, this is the crow swimming song, something like this. Right, the next day. This is the crow swimming song. Same song and same theme, but totally different mood, because then one day before, so it's kind of like a very flexible, so, we should, Tonkori players should follow players' instinct, don't think too much about it, So, and also this is only 5 or 6 string on it, right? So compared with the piano and the guitar, it's tough, to catch up the, modern music and things, So it need to find a place of the Tonkori in the modern music scene, So, yeah, it's not, I'm enjoying that, to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how, sorry.
Yeah,
I love how, when I learned how to cook traditional Ainu food from Kumagai Kane-san, she also taught me to listen to your body. Kumagai Kane-san taught me, when she taught me how to cook Ainu food, she told me to listen to my body as well and listen to the ingredients. And I feel like it's quite similar to what you just said about the music as well.
I see. Yeah, like I shouldn't analyze too much, I think, right? It's difficult to be free, Yeah. I want to be free, but it's very difficult. Sometimes, I put myself down, so yeah. Yeah, but music helped me, to makes feel good, Yeah.
Yes. Marenka, you had another question, or shall we pick up question from audience?
Well, I think we answered one of the questions from the audience, but there is another part of it, which someone asked if there's a custom of passing your instrument, your tonkori, down through the community or to a family member. So are tonkori kind of given to family members, kind of passed down from one generation to the other?
I think so. Yeah. So for example, now Hokkaido Museum have some special exhibition about the Ainu people's old craft work. Like it's like a including the tonkori. Then so that we know who made the tonkori and who played the tonkori. So all like things like a tonkori, everything in the museum has the story back behind, story of the people, Did I answer the question?
Yes, but also I want to add something a little bit from what you just said. You mentioned that the Hokkaido Museum has some currently on display for this exhibition, and as we talked about, you're also currently making one for the Pitt Rivers Museum in Oxford. But I'm also very much aware that the tonkori is made to be played to make music, and when these objects then go into kind of museums, sometimes they're not doing that. So what is, I guess, what is important to you when these objects go into museums? I think, is it still important that they are then played sometimes or kept in conditions to always be ready to be played?
Well, need a very tight security, because, tonkori walking around in the midnight, asking the people, who I am. And, England people can't answer the question, right? If you guys can't answer the question, the people get killed, by tonkori. So tonkori is going to kill everybody until people tell his real figure, You know what I mean? This is the old tonkori story,
No, that is something very important for us to keep in mind in the future.
So, it's a real old story,
Yeah.
Like tonkori man, figures like a people, so people can't figure out, he's the tonkori. Then he's visiting a different village, they're asking the who I am. If people can't answer the question, the whole village is burned down. And then the tonkori man goes to the next town, city, and then asking people who I am. The people can't answer the question. All village burned down. The next village, the tonkori man asks, who I am. And then guy said, you are tonkori. Then 2 tonkoris, all disappeared, That's all the story. Yeah.
Be careful, Marenka.
It's scary story,
So it's
Watch out
basically,
if somebody asking you who I am. On the
well, so the museum then needs to be very well prepared to know, be able to answer, that is the tonkori and what it does and what purpose it fulfills.
Yes.
So
yeah,
we understand you, and I'll make sure that we're ready.
Okay.
I think there's another interesting question that these to my another question, actually. So there's a question from David.
Right.
Many years ago in London, you performed Tonkori with two other musicians, one electric guitar or bass and drum. Were these mostly new songs?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. So I don't know. I exactly don't know who I went to London with, you know. But yeah, I'm playing different things right now. Yeah. That's a long time ago. Yeah.
You are just coming up with new album, right? I think I listened to it on the Radio 6 the other day.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, you know, next January, so the record, you know, vinyl and the CD released in UK, you know. The label called what do I say? Mice, you know. So the record called Tonkori in the Moonlight. You know. So this one. Yeah.
So is that with Tonkori and other instruments? Is it your new
like
tunes?
my early work, you know, like a, back to like end of the 90s to 2005, something like that, like my like a early work, you know. So then play with the, you know, I'm trying new style, you know, new style of music. I mean, I'm making my own music, you know. I'm not so, you know, not too much thinking about the like my background, you know. You know, yeah, it's my private things, you know. So I'm a musician, you know. So that's my attitude, you know. My early works, you know. So that's released in London, you know, in the UK, and you know, yeah, Japan as well, you know, everywhere.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to listening to your new music or a new album. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to pick up one maybe last question. Vanessa asked, in which moment of the day do you play? And are you a spiritual man?
But me?
Yes, are you spiritual?
Spiritual. Wow, what does it mean spiritual? Well, you know, everybody has a spiritual, you know, spiritual things, you know. Yeah. So, you know, your enjoyment, you know, life, you know, and peace and love. Think about the ancestors, think about the children, you know. Yeah. Yeah, music makes the world go round, you know, I hope. Yeah. So you want some that song?
Yes, please. Play us out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. That was a very calming way to end our session. Thank you, Eiko. Thank you, Oki-san.
Thank you very much.
And thank you everybody for watching. And that's goodbye for now. And hopefully we'll meet up all again in the future. So
okay,
thanks, everyone.
See you. Hopefully see you next year.
Yes, hopefully. Bye.
Thank you so much, Oki-san.
Thank you so much.
あ、オキさん、ちょっと待ってください。